Welcome to another episode of the BimmerPodcast. I'm your host, Chinito. And of course, sitting next to me, my co-host, Chinito Banana.
Here we go. Y'all know what's up, guys. We're here one more time. We appreciate the support, the time. And I know a lot of y'all been waiting for this episode. This is going to be a good one. We got our guest here.
Ian.
Welcome, my brother.
So, yeah,
Finally, a B58 on the podcast, bro. I'm getting hammered left and right with these N55s and S58s.
Yeah, man, we here.
All right. Now, can you go over a little bit of information about your Supra?
Yeah, it's a 2020
Launch edition.
Launch edition, right? Fully built currently. Motor's built, transmission is built, top mount turbo. We're putting out some good numbers right now.
Is this your first BMW or is your second BMW?
No, this is my third BMW.
This is your third BMW?
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people, they say, oh, it's not a BMW, but we all know it's like 90, 95, 98% BMW in that
it's
thing,
definitely a BMW. I mean, it has the Toyota chassis, of course.
Right.
So
But everything from...
everything, the electronics,
Wait.
the iDrive.
But when you say it has the Toyota chassis, isn't this a Z4 chassis from BMW?
Well, I mean, it has, right, let me stand corrected, because this is a Z4 in the Toyota, in a Supra frame.
Right.
And,
now we're talking. Now
realistically, how this came about, Toyota had a contract with BMW for a couple of years. They put together all the engineering and everything, and then they slapped the Supra on top of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So what BMW you had before this?
E30.
You had an E30.
Yeah, I actually still have the E30.
So what was your first BMW?
F80, M3.
So how was your experience with that?
It was cool. It was all right. Put a lot of money into that shit, built it, and then Crank Hub fucking exited the chat.
So wait, you never did the crank hub then?
Well, at that time, it wasn't common on 6-speed. It was more like DCT, the issue was happening on. So I did, overlooked it. I was eventually gonna do it,
Right.
but I didn't do it yet.
It wasn't a necessity.
Right. I was like, hit a fucking money shift. That was it, man.
Send it to the moon.
Yeah. But I ended up getting lucky because that's when the pandemic hit. All the prices for cars went up. So I ended up selling it for kind of, I ended up breaking even on that shit. So.
That's not bad.
So I was all right with it. I had it for a couple of years. Man.
So after the F80, you just want to keep on the BMW. You just want to stay on the BMW family.
Well,
right?
no, I was gonna get a Supra, an MK4. Right, but then the prices went up. They were like $100,000. It was getting crazy. Like right after I sold the M3, I was looking at that, and I'm like, what the fuck? The prices are crazy.
Especially if you're looking for a Targa.
Right. Something nice,
Not abused.
Exactly, clean, So I got the E30 around that time.
That's a big switch from a 2JZ Supra to an E30.
Well, I was gonna build the E30.
Ah.
Yeah, so the E30 is a good chassis. A lot of people don't realize you can do a lot of swaps on that. You can put a fucking any motor in the E30, bro. You can put a Honda motor. You can put a, you can put an M50 in there. You can put a B58 in there. You can put.
I seen a guy with an LS in it.
Right. That platform is pretty wide, I would say. But I bought the M50. I was gonna build it, and I just fell in love with it as it was. I'm just like, it's just clean. And it's a convertible too. So I'm like, pushing all this power out of a convertible. Still got to probably put a cage in there. Realistically, it's a 30-year-old car too, so you still got to do a whole lot of other maintenance that you won't have
Especially
to do.
with the convertible,
right?
It's safe. Yeah. Especially if you're gonna put that much power.
Exactly. So I got rid of the M50 and I just kept it stock for the time being, and I was chilling. I was good, but then the fucking race scene was beating. I ain't gonna lie. Every day I get on my phone, you know what I'm saying? Race scene is hitting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you caught that bug quick.
Right, yeah, everybody caught that bug for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I was looking into the B58s. I was looking at the M340s, the M240s. I even looked at the Z4, but I'm like, nah, my pops had a Supra back in the day. I wanted a Supra, you feel me? And it got the B50. It was just like the perfect combo. Like,
what year was your pops?
It was an MK3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So slick back, Targa top.
Yeah.
with the long nose.
Right.
Some people may not know, especially this generation. They may
Sorry.
not know.
MK2.
Oh, MK. Oh, okay.
Sorry. A little tired.
That's like
MK2
first generation,
MK2
right?
Supra.
Yeah, it was a little bit shorter.
It's the shorter body with
square
the
box.
hatchback. Right. Yeah. I'll show you guys a picture of it. Sorry. Tired.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's cool. That's cool.
yeah. So he had an MK2. So I had the love for the Supra a long time ago, but then I was in the the BMW platform
Of
because
course.
when the F80 came out, I'm not gonna lie, everybody caught that BMW bug. Like that platform was really that whole turbo introduction, the
six.
tuning,
Yeah.
upgrading the turbos. The S58 really put a little mark on, just the whole car world period. You know what I'm saying?
And then the aftermarket support just kept flowing.
Just kept going. It was crazy. Like the amount of parts that you could get. I think that was the first car that you can buy so much shit for.
For which one?
The F80s.
F80.
Oh, the F80, yeah.
Yeah,
BMW
like,
killer with the F
You know what I'm
platform.
saying? So
And then tuners started coming out of the network.
it was just crazy.
Upgrades here, upgrades
Right.
there. And it just got to the point where you had a whole catalog.
Yeah,
And it was sky's the limit, except
Right.
for the wallet.
yeah. It's like everybody fell in love with BMW. Even if you didn't like it, it was just like, shit, this is...
The new Honda.
Right, yeah, this is it right now. You know what I'm saying? So...
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So for how long you have the F80?
3 years.
Oh, for 3 years.
Yeah.
So you enjoy it.
2.5, 3 years, yeah.
Did you spin it a few times? Did you
Yeah,
think?
little spins, yeah. It was 6 speeds. So
That was
I
all
had-
in Mexico when you
Yeah,
did that.
had a little, yeah.
When did that happen? When did you spawn the crank hub on the F80? That was in 2019 or 2020?
That was 2019.
That's 2019.
Yeah, right when the pandemic had hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you decide to buy
Well,
the.
You had
Remember,
the
I was
E30.
looking at a Supra.
Yeah.
And then I got the E30
But you've got the E30 first
Right.
before the
before this. And then I was chilling. It was cool. But I wanted something, a little race car, something to play with or whatever.
So then all of a sudden you saw this
Well, I was looking at B58s
specifically.
specifically,
Okay.
right? Because that's the motor I wanted or whatever. Looked at the M340, M240.
Can we elaborate on that?
Yeah.
Some people have this misconception that S58 is better. Why did you put all your focus on a B58?
Well, at the time when I got this, the only S58 that was out were rear-wheel drive.
Right.
And if I was gonna get an M car, it had to be all-wheel. And they weren't out yet
But
when I got
no.
this.
I'm glad you're saying this because the S58 came out, if I'm not mistaken, in 2019 on the X4M, on the SUVs, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's an X32.
Yeah.
So in 2019, but people didn't know the potential of the car.
The X3, right.
You know what I mean? So because at that point, One Stock was cleaning everything out there in the
Right,
streets,
right.
and everybody was like, "Yo, B58, B58." Then a few years later, boom, we got the G80,
Yeah.
G82, and then people realize how much potential the S58 have, and then now so many people compare which is best engine, S58 or B58.
When those cars came out, the prices were crazy. Even right now, the prices for those are kind of still.
No, right now it's insane though.
Yeah,
Right
for
now
X3,
it is insane.
X4Ms, they're kind of still up there. And I wasn't really interested in a truck at that.
Yeah,
point
yeah,
in
of course,
time.
especially if
Yeah.
you're building.
Yeah, I wanted
something.
like a car, something that's more,
So, how did you get this car though? Did you got it from the dealership or
Yeah, I got it from the dealership.
was
I
it
went
here?
to
in-
no, I got it from Boston actually. Yeah, I went to I was online looking it up. I was looking for this spec. I wanted this spec, the launch edition or whatever. And then I found a brand new one, and they worked out a deal, and I just went and got it.
Also, you got a 0 mile,
Yeah,
and then you say, "I'm gonna fully build it."
yeah.
Oh, from the get-go. You
Well-
intentionally.
I wasn't gonna fully build it. Let's stand corrected, but I was gonna do work to it.
Okay.
The fully built, that was a whole nother journey that came. It's crazy how this car is even where it's at right now. Like realistically, like it's not even the original motor. So it's
When you got it, what was the couple of the first mods that you did?
did downpipe, just regular bullshit.
Fisher Price kit.
Right. But then when I went to go get my tune and I went to the shop, that's when everything just changed.
What shop do you normally work with?
Shop CT.
Oh,
Well, for this car, I've worked with other shops. I worked with like M Life and stuff like that.
okay.
But with this car, Shop CT.
And they helped you take it to where it is now, to a different level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out.
I wasn't gonna actually go this crazy with it, either. but I'm in a shop where everybody's pushing this platform.
Right.
So I'm learning a lot. I got to see a lot. I got to pick up on a lot and, put it on my own car.
So what exactly have you done to this?
What haven't I done to this is the question. We'd sit here all night. It's
So fully built block?
Yeah, fully built Visconti motor.
Oh, okay.
Stage 2 plus. Pure transmission, stage 2 plus. And
And what turbo kit are you using?
KLM.
KLM.
Yeah.
And what size turbo are you running with?
6870.
At this particular version?
Yeah.
All right.
I was gonna do a 72, 75, but I run it on the street as well. I drive it on the street
And
as
then
well.
you take it to Mexico
So,
from time to time.
right. So the smaller turbo spools a little faster. So
A little bit better response,
Right.
not too much lag.
Yeah.
But obviously with a fully built bottom end and the head work, obviously you can take it up to a different level whenever you want to.
Well, yeah, you can turn it up. The thing about this, this motor's rated for 1200.
Okay.
It's a 3.0. It's rated for 1200. This turbo is rated for 1200.
400 as it is right now.
Yeah. I can stroke it 3.2, 3.4, turn it up.
Is that something that you think may, or we're gonna see it?
Yeah,
first-
it's good right here. It's nice right here. It's very fun. Once you listen to me, man, you can keep going. The more money you throw in it, the more it's gonna throw back at you. You know what I'm saying? Once you go to those levels, more shit's gonna break, more shit you gotta add, all different types of things. Just when I had, just going from 900 to 1100, 1200, you need fuel and cooling. You need a whole different setup for just 200-300 more horsepower.
So do you think it's better to build it in one shot instead of you going from 400 to 800? Is it more worth it? Is it
So what you could afford.
yeah, I mean, that's a fact.
Yeah, the price, is really what you could afford at the time.
It's rewarding though.
If you could afford it, yeah, buy once, cry once. Fuck it.
fully send it.
You know what I'm saying?
So obviously, I see you have parachute in there and everything.
Is that for show?
Nah, that's for go. Nah, I'm all,
What seat do you have on that thing? Because I also saw this seat.
Oh, the carbon buckets?
What brand?
Oh, they're Kevman's actually. Yeah, it's a brand out of Asia. They're pretty good, pretty rateable.
How comfortable are they?
They're comfortable. They got double padding. Walk with a cushion just in case.
But then I don't think I can even squeeze one cheek in there.
Yeah, they a little tight. But it's buckets. It's for weight reduction.
And it's definitely to hold you in.
Yeah,
Also, roll cage on it.
yeah.
Full roll cage or half?
It's a half cage.
Half
Yeah.
cage.
We're gonna add a full cage on there. I'm actually gonna take it out to, I think maybe P-Tunes
Okay.
and add a full cage on there. He does in-house full cage.
Yeah, because what numbers are you putting down now?
I mean horsepower wise,
Yeah,
little under 12.
a little bit on 12.
Yeah,
And
we didn't throw everything at it. We just kind of keep it a little.
full 80 that's on the full 80 or 5.
Yeah.
Okay. That's on the kill map.
So,
Yeah.
what's
I think
the
so.
what's the fast you have trap on at the track?
In the quarter mile
Yeah,
or 160.
160. What was the time?
So actually, I was having issues with my transmission today. It was actually ironic. I bogged out and I ran a 9.0 at 160. So it was actually supposed to be at least an 8.8 run. So we actually just switched out the transmission. We had a problem with the converter. It was a little too tight. So Pure looked out. They hooked it up for me. I ain't gonna lie.
All right.
And we threw it back in there. So
A stage 2 kit.
yeah. So they gave me a whole new converter actually. Hooked it up.
Oh, okay. Well, with a
Yeah.
higher stall, so when you launch.
Right, yeah, and fix it up, refresh everything.
Are you going
now-
for the 8?
Yeah, the way she's, so my tuner's body, and on this same setup, he ran 7s.
Oh, 7s.
Yeah, with this identical motor, 6870. There's actually 2 Supras that ran 7s with this similar
With
setup.
a similar setup.
Yeah, well, body for sure, I know, So anything above that is heaven. That's sweet, you know what I'm saying? But
Well,
realistically, mid-8s is where I'm comfortable at. Anything lower than that is just amazing, you know what I'm saying?
You know, with these chassis now, I know they're swapping in 8876s, and that's a little bit stronger plus pure. But if you already have a pure stage 2, you think that's a necessity?
Nah, this transmission hasn't let me down. I ain't gonna lie.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, not for real.
So, no drag, no dig.
I mean, I dig at the track.
You dig at the track.
Yeah, I mean, quarter mile.
Okay.
What's
You
your
know,
what's your thoughts on road racing on the
I mean,
streets?
road racing is cool. I love both. I love a mixed 50-50 combo because, you know, dig racing is good. Puts a lot of strain on your car, though. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Tires, this and that. Road racing is a little more fun. You know, for example, you go out with the guys for the night. Just want to get some food. Get a couple runs in. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be. It's safer. You know what I'm saying? It's more.
So
It's
yeah,
more for your bang at the time. You know what I'm saying?
I really want to get into this because obviously, you know, we had a guest before, you know, and he say road racing are for pussy. And what do you got to say about that? You know,
So like I said, I'm a 50-50 person. I love my digs. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different feeling, you know, coming out the hole, coming off the light, you know what I'm saying?
but
But
go ahead.
it's a mix.
Isn't it hard to do dig with this car because it's a rear wheel drive?
I mean, it's all about seat time. No matter where you ask about seat time. Once you learn your car, traction, you got the right tires.
Because like
And it depends where you're racing to.
because you know I'm asking this because obviously you know we all know with the F chassis that has always been an issue, right? Because you get no traction at all, right? Like you can it's really hard to launch the car on
Well,
the F chassis.
something that I realized having both platforms, the F80 DCT transmission is not friendly coming out the hole.
Yeah, it's not forgiving.
It will burn out the whole fucking quarter. Like it takes a lot for that car to catch traction. That's why even though they can make a lot of power, they don't put it down. You know, like you can have a S55, 800 horsepower, B58, 800 horsepower. It's just like it doesn't fully put it down.
Okay, so it's easier to do it with this chassis.
Yeah, with this transmission and the gearing and all that.
And also you saying road racing it's more safer.
Yeah.
But I feel like I have seen more crashes though on road racing than
This is
dig.
because it's mostly F82s that
No,
crash.
not because I
mean-
did though. Like, and also like, I feel like when something goes wrong on road racing, it goes like really, really bad. You know what I mean? Because you're doing 40 or 60 roll, right? You're already
Right.
doing 60 at that point, right?
Right.
And the moment you launch a car, you're probably gonna hit 100, 120 already. You feel me? Like if something goes wrong at that speed, it's so quick. You know, you have no time to react. You know what I mean? When you're doing dig, I feel like, you know, if something goes wrong when you first, you know, when you launch the car, you know.
Speed is speed. If you
No,
at
I know,
100
but-
from a dig, 100 from a roll, you going in the same motherfucking place.
No, but you know, like you feel me? Like when you're doing road racing though, you already have the speed. You already, you know what I mean?
So
like
the thing about roll racing, you already got traction. You already got you have more traction than coming out of the hole. And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like for this car, if you're doing a dig, you coming out the hole, your mind is already focused on catching traction, coming out the hole. Your mind is already focused on so much shit. You're doing a 60 to 130, 9 out of 10 times your car got traction. You might, whatever, but you're gonna hook and go. It's less to fucking worry about.
So I also feel like it's all about the setup that you also have on your car.
Yeah. And it's shorter time too.
What wheels do we have here?
Mickey Thompson, ET Street R.
Now we're putting this much power, and you're running Mickey's all year round. That's crazy.
I run different type of Mickeys.
Okay.
So I got ET Street R now. I got ET SS's.
For the
Those
track.
have more thread for
Yeah.
winter time. Yeah.
And
Switch it up.
as far as safety wise, what have you done to the chassis? I know you're going full cage, especially when you're going to start hitting those lower numbers.
Yeah. Full cage, full SPL suspension setup.
Okay.
Upgraded brakes, upgraded rotors. Just the works.
So what's
Versus undercarriage covering, basically like a diffuser underneath.
to help with airflow?
Right. Yeah. It's covered.
So what haven't you touched on the car? emblems?
No,
not
I
even.
actually did touch the emblem. I actually did touch that emblem. But oh no, bro.
the modless is. It's
think-
better to stock the stock parts and then longer for the modless. Because that's
Right.
basically what happens.
Yeah. Just got a little carried away with it, I ain't gonna lie. I fell in love with it.
Understandable.
It's like a marriage.
Of course, bro. You got to enjoy it.
It's a fact.
And I know this is something that, like like with your dad's car and with your first car, it's something that you want to pass.
Of course. My kids love it. Yeah. Between this and my BMW, they love it. Right.
And then how much more longer do they have before they get their license?
Oh, no, they got a little time.
Oh,
They
okay,
got-
so you're good to
slow
go.
down.
You
They,
get to
they
enjoy
can
this.
start it up for now. That's it. Nothing more.
Now, well, go ahead. Sorry.
Around how much money do you think you are into this build already?
Yeah, so last night I was eating steak and we don't think about those things. And that's okay? We think about anything else about those things. All right? If you want to have a stroke or heart attack, think about what you spent on your car. Okay? This is not just what you put in. Shit breaks. You gotta you gotta fix time, maintenance. And then going to the track, you spend money, paint to go there, tires, fueling,
And God forbid you break
Right.
something, and it's replaceable
Yeah.
and fixable. Then you're rushing.
To be where you at right now, how long did it took you?
It took about 3.5, 4 years.
Also, throughout the year of ownership, you've just been building it. When did you actually start building it?
I built it when I got it. I got it in I actually got it in early 2021. Well, end of 2020 and
Okay.
2021. And then
Just when the pandemic hit, like you said.
yeah, and then I started building it. It was a 2-port because it's a launch edition. So the first year comes 2-port.
Right.
So I had a downpipe, and then I was on YouTube just looking up Supras, and then I found Body. And I'm like, oh shit, this dude is actually doing this thing. He's going to the track. I might tap in with him. Realized he was right there in Shop CT. Ended up going out there, me and him, speaking to Jim. That's the owner,
Right.
whatever. And I was gonna put a regular kit on there and just
Enjoy it from there.
right, yeah, just keep it simple. And then he started showing me this and started showing me that, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And then
The next thing you know, you're switching out for a 6-port block.
Yeah. So, well, no, the 6-port came. The 6-port was actually came lately. Like the 6-port came crazy, bro. We built the 2-port.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever. He worked out a plan for me or whatever. God willing, everything worked out, and we built the 2-port. I was running. It was making about like right under 900, and then I actually blew that motor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that motor ended up blowing, and I was like, done with this shit. Like, what the fuck? I had it for like what, 6 months, and then I blew it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were pushing it.
So
Stock blocks, everything was stock.
now that you're saying that, what tune were you using at that time, and what tune are you using now?
Same tuner.
Same tuner,
Yeah.
which is
It wasn't tuner. It wasn't a tuner issue. It was driver.
it was just you that you want to fully send it.
Driver issue.
I mean, unfortunately, 900 horsepower with
Not,
stock block.
yeah, 900. I was trying to hit a time. That's what it was. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people see the times. They see you running a certain time. When you're chasing that time, you're risking transmission, block. You know what I'm saying? When you're chasing that 8, shit happens.
You're pushing it, obviously,
Yeah,
right?
you're pushing it as hard because you want to hit that time. You want to go faster.
What tune are you in now? You running?
It's by body, Accutech. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Accutech.
Was Ecotech something that did you research on? Because a lot of people right now, they were on boot mod platform, and which was a little bit rough back then.
Right.
And then MHD came along, and both luckily both of those platforms raised, and then all of a sudden Ecotech came out.
Well, yeah, it had more fail safes and it was more tunable,
At
more
that
fun to
time.
work with. Yeah. So I just went with that.
Building this car, has there been any regrets?
Nah.
It's all just a whole
Yeah,
new
you just gotta take it
experience.
for what it is at this point. How can you regret this?
Where's the
You
live
gotta,
by?
you know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta enjoy it and just take it for what it is.
As
I got a question though. So
But like I was saying, hold on real quick. It was 2-port when I got it. You know what I'm saying? So we built it, blew the motor or whatever. Called up the shop like, yo, I just blew the motor. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, I wanted to tell you, just like chill out. I knew you was chasing it. I'm like, bro, listen, I don't even know. I was just bugging out to that. So I took the car there and he had just got his 240, the one that ran 7s or whatever. So he just came back and ran 7s and, you know, we chopping it up and he's like, yeah, I'm going faster. And I'm like, bro, I need a motor, right? He's like, don't worry, I'm gonna work something out. I'm gonna figure something out for you. We're gonna, you know, we got you. So he actually bought a new motor for his car.
Okay.
To, you know.
And he took that out?
I'm not gonna really, but yeah, he got a different motor. And then, so this is actually the motor, the 6-port from his 240.
So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I can't like the
He blessed you.
Yeah, he blessed me, you know what I'm saying? We chopped it up, we broke numbers, whatever, but it's now a 6-port instead of the 2-port.
So you have, obviously, it's a big 58, right? But it's from a M240.
Yeah.
Because it's a 6-port.
Yeah, which is a little bit more new version of the B58.
Gen 2.
Because
Gen 2.
no, I mean
Gen
still
2,
it's
right?
still Gen 2, but it's like because the one you had.
I
before-
had the first stage of, not the first stage, but the first Gen 2s.
The first revision.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it was
so now you
2-port,
have,
right.
and this is like what, like 2024, 2025?
That was 2022.
Because the
2022-ish.
M240, when they came out, like 23,
20, yeah, I think, yeah, because the car was
M240 came out
2022.
like later on though, because they didn't like came out like right away with the
No, yeah, it
M240
was
thing.
2022.
Yeah, it was
I believe.
2022 model.
All right, so you got a newer.
Yeah,
And
so
you know-
fully built. That, so
So it's
6-port.
kind of a right time, right place when the
Yeah,
motor-
everything worked out. I can't even lie. And then, you know, we called up KLM because I already had some parts because I was running the ETS kit before.
Okay.
So some parts were interchangeable. And we called up KLM. They blessed me with the hardware. And
And of course the new manifold because it's
yeah,
a
they
6-port.
right, they worked it out. And that was love because they don't even separate
The
their
kits.
part, right? So they, you know, all through being with the shop.
Oh, awesome.
Is she ready to go to Mexico?
Anytime.
Is she ready to race in Mexico?
Anytime.
So next thing is open for anybody.
Anytime. I'll be outside. I've never been a social media type posting, you know what I'm saying? Feds be watching, you gotta keep it.
So
It's crazy as a.
what is your ultimate goal with this car? Where do you want to bring it next?
I'm set with it for right
And
now.
what do you want it to drop? The next time you go to any track and say, you know what, I want to hit this number, and this is my ultimate goal.
I mean,
wanna
I'm
go in this
at-
car.
That's what, like I'm saying, like mid-8s, I'm good. And she's set up for that. So once, you know, I don't think I'm really chasing anything faster than that. Right, for right now. I got other things, I got other platforms that I'm looking at, other things, you know, other situations on the table that I want to take care of first before I put more money into. It's good right now. Like after this is Stroker, Motec, it's big boy shit. Like, you know, and that costs a lot of fucking
the
cheese.
fuel system that you have in here. With,
Yeah.
I know Swirlpot. What system are you running?
So I actually kind of built that system with the shop. Realistically, you got can't even tell you. We got radium surge tank and, you know, a couple fuel pumps. And
Okay,
Nixon
understandable.
Max. Yeah. I was bugging. I was about to, but it's a nice. It's a custom setup. That's actually, I think this fuel kit is only in the shop car, body's car, the 7-second car. It's
Custom.
Yeah, it's custom. It's some shit.
Any details on like obviously it's running port. What size injectors? Or
1700.
How much?
17.
Oh my god.
Well, he got a B58. That's why he's asking though.
Yeah, 17, bad boy.
That's crazy.
I mean, you know, shout out to you, bro. You listen.
Yeah, I
you know,
appreciate it,
look,
man.
Look what you have built, and you know, I'm happy to be, you know, part of this build, part of you, you know, to being a sponsor.
For real, no, shout out Long Island Bimmer, yeah,
know,
for the sponsorship also.
We outside.
Yeah,
Definitely.
appreciate that. That's definitely love.
I know with certain aspects, maybe Mr. LIB can sponsor the dual fuel rails and block off the
Nah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Listen, he's building his B58. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
for you to build something like that, you gotta have money, right?
Yeah.
There you go. You see?
No,
you see
yeah,
that? You see
it's
that?
right time, right place.
or good affiliations.
That's what I'm saying. So you
You
know
know
what
what
I
I'm saying?
mean?
Good sponsorships.
It took a lot of people to put this all together to where it
Yeah,
is now.
this is definitely not self-work. Like, it wasn't for my shop, and you know,
Shop CT had a big part of it in helping
100%.
you.
They built the whole car from my from stock to this, and me as well. So
So there is no shop in New York that has touched this car.
no.
I'm not saying that in a bad way.
No,
No, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get that clear. Nah, like I told you, I ended up at Shop Seats because I was looking at body on YouTube, and they were the shop for Supras at the time for B58s. There was nobody really building Supras at that time.
Just mostly bolt-ons and stuff like that.
Right.
Nobody was really going.
Well,
next
there
level.
were people, but they actually had like in-house dyno, and everything was just like one-stop shop.
When you first took it out and you felt the power with the new setup, what was your impressions at that time? You had a big grin, like you turned almost Chinese.
But she got a couple maps.
Okay,
So,
so
know what I'm saying?
you can
So-
limit it to the valet driver when you go out to eat.
Oh yeah, of
with
course.
with the family.
But the street map is very nice.
Yeah, who was the fastest Supra at that time? Was it Peppa?
For the street racing, yeah, I think he was like the only Supra that was outside
Yeah.
street.
Was it just for the street or for the track too, though? Because I know he was making some numbers.
There was a lot of other fast Supras on
Actually,
the track.
we should.
He was
bring
one
him
of
in.
them, and then there was like Body, and then like P2.
And then I know a couple cars from the West Coast.
Realistically, all the Supras that are like fast or shop Supras are related to a shop.
Yeah, but there was another one though. There's another one. I can't really remember his IG or his name, but he got an orange Supra that is also.
Oh yeah, I seen about that. Well, all right. So let me stand corrected. There's a lot of other Supras that we don't know about, or people that haven't been as exposed or whatever. But they're
He's
like,
also very low key.
yeah, I seen that one. He actually ran like 170 at
Yeah.
Race Motive or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, he's pretty fast.
Yeah, I seen that
He's
one.
pretty fast.
But he doesn't post it that
No, he
much or
does not.
something, right? So
He's low. He like to stay low key.
yeah, see, that same thing with me. Like I'll do some shit. I don't really post. If it wasn't for you, I'd not be in no fucking podcast.
So shout out to us.
Yeah, shout out to you. You know how much people ask me like, "Yo, let's talk about the car." I'm like, "Yeah, fuck that." I don't want you to know what the fuck I got in my car. It's sitting here, blowing my mind that I just told the whole fucking world, like, oh yeah.
But then that just shows confidence in your setup and what Shop CT and you put together.
Yeah, 100%.
This is, like I said, next lane's open, right?
Always.
Always.
Oh, so as it's right now, right? Who's one of the fast Supra that you can name out there? Beside you, obviously.
Where in New York?
On the tri-state or on the nation? Because I know on Texas 2K, FL 2K, like you get to see a lot of fast.
I mean,
like beside you, obviously now.
the only other Supra that's in the tri-state besides Peppa is Solo Turbo, a red Supra.
Red one?
He just ran 8s.
Yeah, he just ran 8.
He just ran 8s. I don't know
Any other one that is.
that I personally know. I don't like regular local people.
Yeah.
Not that much people have Supras. And then the Supra is a crazy platform. Like you can build it to be a race car, or it can just be a pretty show car. This platform it's the best of both worlds. Sometimes you meet a guy with a Supra and it looks good. It got rims, and then sometimes you go all out. It's like 50-50.
How's the handling on this car?
It's actually pretty good.
You have no complaint about it.
Thus far, no.
Besides the SPL suspension and the arms, what coilovers? Are you static or?
No, I'm actually on springs.
Oh, you're on springs?
HR.
Okay.
And it's still like handling pretty well.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing that, you're launching and you're catching a good 60-foot and just using springs.
So ironically, I might take off the springs because the Supras really don't need it. I did it because I drive it on the street.
Oh, okay.
So for better handling on the street, I lowered it a little bit or whatever. But she actually launches well on full stock suspension. Most of the Supras that you see that have been running good times are stock height. You know, this car lifts up if you launch it pretty well. So
Yeah, the weight transfer is crazy.
right, yeah,
So they're
So-
like a little Willy.
yeah. So you don't need to really alter the suspension. So I'm gonna see how she runs again now that everything is set up correctly. And if I feel it like bogging, or if I see my 60 is not as good as what it should be, I'm gonna take them off.
When's your first track day this year for 2026? Where you headed to?
I think we're gonna do Bimmer United.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that
See what's going on. I think that's April 12th?
Well,
Yeah, April 12th, Bimmer United. Long Island Bimmer.
we'll see you there. Cut a 7.5.
Of course, you know, shoot for the stars. You know what I'm saying? So you know, all right.
I'm sure your tuner is gonna add a little bit more go juice.
I'll do some revisions. Yeah, I'll take it to the shop soon.
You're definitely gonna push the limit of the transmission. You might need a stage 3 in the future.
I mean, the stage shoe been holding on. I'm switching out the wheels, do some weight reduction too, taking off the beads.
Okay.
You know, they're light, but they have some lighter wheels that are not that actually.
What rear you stock diff? What rear end are you
It's
how
stock.
putting this all this power? What the hell? I'm getting dogged, bro. I changed 2 front diffs and a fucking,
So that's the next thing, like he was saying before with the X3s and the X4s, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're getting that S58, but you got a lot of back-end issues that you got to handle with the drivetrain. Before you can even get into building a car, when you do build a car, you're putting down that power on the drivetrain. You gotta you gotta switch shit out. It's a full,
the weight transfer is different.
Yeah.
The location of the suspension,
Right.
it's a little bit awkward. So
even tire setup, bro. All right. With this, skinnies, wide tires in the back, you're good to go. 240, you got to have a special setup for that. X3, you got to have a special all-wheel drive. You got to have a right tire setup. You know what I'm saying? Of course, for your transmission, but also to get the car to put down the power the way you want it.
not on these chassis, not on this platform.
not so much.
Not so much.
No, not on Supras.
Yeah.
I mean, with the all-wheel drive.
Yeah, with all-wheel
B58s.
drive system.
Yeah. Like 240s that are all-wheel
And you don't have
drive
to
and
worry
shit
about
like that.
transfer case or anything.
Right, right.
Well, but you don't have. Do you have OEM transfer case on these?
Well,
No, this is rear-wheel drive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
It's me with the
That's
unlimited
him.
amount
Yeah,
of
that's what I'm saying.
differentials.
That's the only downside of the X3s and the X4s and shit like that.
because you gotta change all the.
It's the other supporting mods that are connected
Right,
to it.
right.
Understandable.
On the G80s, I don't believe it's that much because, you know.
Well, from what I've known, those transmissions are a lot beefier.
Right.
The rear end's a lot beefier than what came originally on the X3 or the AH50.
Mhm.
Because obviously with a bigger, more power in the S58, obviously going with the 8HP75, 76, and that's
Right,
why
right.
some of the guys running B58s are switching to that, and they just started coding to be able to transfer and use those larger transmissions
Yeah.
in the B58 equipped cars.
Yep.
So the technology is definitely coming along, and
100%.
I know with more technology comes with more updates, and obviously you're gonna be looking at other simple things to help cut that 60-foot down.
I mean, one main thing that I would love for this car is if I could all-wheel drive it.
Also, you do want to take that one.
I mean, just to see, you know,
To be different too, you know.
I think it'll be nice.
I think I share that.
That sounds like a cost of an M240.
I mean, realistically, it's the same shit. You just gotta work it out. You gotta find somebody that can fabricate what needs to be done. If you can get a 240 transmission
There you
and
go.
transfer case and put everything in there and break it down, you good. I
Michael,
think there's a shop that's actually trying to do it.
Michael,
On a Supra, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Might be good, might be bad. Because Supra's pretty good rear-wheel drive. All-wheel drive, you got to do a whole new tire setup and shit like that. But it would take away from the whole traction issue and that other type of stuff in such a light chassis.
What do you think about the new Supra that's coming out?
I mean, it's not BMW.
Do you think that this is dollar for dollar, not even dollar for dollar, chassis MK4, MK5, if you had it, the choice, would you do all this to the same level as if you had a MK4?
Nah, now that I got it, I actually like the modernness mixed with the speed.
And a little bit comfort things and
Right,
the interior, updated look with the big
You
screen.
can fucking watch TV in here.
Especially
For
when
real.
you're in the lanes waiting.
You go plug in your USB, watch movies, do whatever, music videos and shit, and still have 1200 horsepower.
A lot more technology.
Yeah.
What
I also feel like
At least for right now.
Until you cash.
It's so much, integrated shit going on with these cars. It's like, why not? If you're gonna spend the money, why not spend it? Not sure.
you were saying?
No, I forgot about it. To be honest.
Oh.
Well,
But yeah,
so
man.
you keeping this turbo setup as for now?
Yeah, for right now, I don't have any problem with it. I'm gonna run it. So I don't see why I should upgrade it for right now.
When you take it to the track, you think you're gonna actually strip the interior more and take out the passenger seat?
Nah.
No, you just leave
Yeah,
it
I'm gonna
as
keep
is.
it. Yeah. One thing I'm doing is switching the wheels. I got some lighter wheels that are a little faster on those.
What size are those? Or you don't want to say yet?
Nah, they 17s.
Okay.
The new ones.
Yeah. These are 17s too, but they beadlocks. They got a lip. They're a little bit heavier. That's a skinny's, lighter setup.
And especially you want to lower the inertia when you're spinning, as far as the weight of the wheel.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see it. April
Yeah,
12th.
it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be,
They line it up.
It was already, it was already fast before. So even pushing it into the 8s is already just like,
So,
just the next level.
well, I hope to see you April 12th at Bimmer United. Can't wait for that. I know we're gonna have a lot of fast cars coming in there, because I already saw the ticket inside, and
You got the inside peek. All right.
So I really hope to see this machine over there.
I'll be there for sure.
You know
For
what I
sure.
mean? So I actually want to see your numbers. I actually want to see you doing digs and doing rolls, because we're starting the digs at 10 and rolls at 3 p.m. So I want to see you doing both, and see how she performs.
Well, you're my sponsor, so I'll be there.
There you go.
That's it. All I gotta do is fuel up and pull up. I'm there. Trust me.
Listen, we're gonna be outside. Not sure if you have anything else to say or anything that you want to mention right now. Otherwise, I would say it was an amazing interview.
I appreciate you coming down. Any shout outs you need to give out to your sponsors?
I mean, shout out my sponsors.
Fuck them all.
But
my money, they ain't shit.
Word. Shout out to sponsors. Shout out everybody that helped me with the bill, man. It's been a journey. Everybody that chipped in, everybody that did what it do. It's been a lot. You know what I'm saying? We made it happen. It's here.
Yeah. Again, like Nessa said, we appreciate you coming down.
I appreciate y'all too, for real.
Giving us an opportunity and letting everybody who's going to be running against you to know what your current setup is.
Oh, yeah.
But at the end of the day, it really comes down to the driver. So
yeah.
Not
I mean,
too
once you
worried
got the
about it.
power, yeah, you know what you putting down. So that's it.
Awesome.
All right. So listen, shout out to you.
Appreciate
always,
that.
shout out to all my sponsors. Shout out to the media team. Shout out to Panavibe. Shout out to Shinito. Shout out to everyone that's keep supporting us. Just subscribe,
Like
comments,
and comment.
check us out on every single platform out there: TikTok, IG, Facebook, YouTube, even Spotify. So y'all know what's up. We outside. This 2026 is gonna be crazy. We also got somebody coming for the next episode. Stay tuned. Big things are coming. Love you all. Big outside.
Driving a German whip. Driving a German whip. Yo.